Today on Dr. Phil. She's fallen for a man she's never met.
To help Eric, I sold my house.
You sold your house?
I had given a lot of money to Eric. I didn't even keep track.
I did. We had a grand total. Here's what Eric said. Just relax, love. So when's the $12,000 coming in?
She's lonely and she's looking for companionship, and this guy's telling her everything she wants to hear.
She refuses to believe this is not a real relationship.
You're in love.
Yes, I'm in love.
You've never met this man.
Now, a private investigator gets to the bottom of it.
You will not believe what he found. If he's not for real, would you want to know it? We found the man who goes with the picture. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've heard long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
In 5, 4,
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Go, Dr. Phil.
How you doing? How are y'all? Well, could you imagine, now think about this, having your mother come to visit and getting so angry with her that you pack up her bags, you put them on the doorstep, you call a cab, and you tell her to just get out? Well, I guess some of you would. Well, that's exactly what Kerry did to his 65-year-old mother, Gilda. Why? Because of these. I have over 100 receipts he says prove his mother Gilda sent tens of thousands of dollars to her online boyfriend who he says she never met, and it just made him crazy. Kerry says his mother is acting like a teenager in heat. Said she is always huddled in the corner of the room, texting her boyfriend, telling lies about what she's doing and where she's going, and even sent her boyfriend topless photos. Take a look.
When my father passed away 4 years ago, my mother was debt-free and the house was paid off. After a couple of years, my mom was lonely, so she started going on these dating websites. At first, my mother was scammed for $2,500. We thought she learned a lesson the first time, but everything changed after she met Eric Lane. He's got a construction site, and that's really all I know about him. My mother has never spoken with Eric Lane on the phone, just texting. I'm definitely convinced he's a scammer. I would guess my mother has sent him approximately $150,000. Every time she sends him money, it seems like there's another excuse to send him more money. My mother would rather text than spend time with her grandchildren, and that ticks me off. My mother's financial situation appears to be in ruins now. My mother's credit cards were maxed out. She even went so far as to sell her house to send this guy more money. Right now, my mother's renting a 2-bedroom townhouse. In my eyes, she's on my dad's grave. Since she's met this catfish, Eric, almost everything is now gone. If my mother can't stop seeing this scammer, I don't want her to be around her grandkids.
Well, Kerry's wife, Linda, says her mother-in-law even cut short spending time with her grandchildren so she could run to the bank and send money to her boyfriend.
We actually warned Gilda about going on to dating sites because we heard that there were a lot of scams out there. We found out Gilda was sending money when Kerry's brother Paul logged onto her computer. We found all these transactions in an email. We felt shocked. She's lonely and she's looking for companionship, and this guy's telling her everything she wants to hear. Eric claimed that he was from Ohio, but he almost immediately told Gilda that he had to go to the UK for work. I believe that she's being catfished. Can you get the box for Mommy, Sienna? We don't want her around her kids when she's constantly texting this person. It's distracting, and she's not paying attention to the kids at all. I told Gilda to take my kids' pictures off her Facebook page if she was going to be involved with what we thought was a scammer. I was concerned that my kids would be kidnapped or used in some way to get more money from her. My children are close to Gilda, and she is a good grandmother, but something has to change. My children miss their grandmother, and we want her back.
You describe her as being head over heels in love here.
It appears that way.
I mean, this is your mother, right? I know you're used to thinking about her with your dad and all of that kind of stuff. Are you just overreacting to the fact that there might be a new man in her life?
Well, man that she's never met. All we know is that she's texted him, never talked to him on the phone, no computer video chat. Just texting is it.
Kind of like puppy love, I mean, like infatuation.
A 14-year-old girl in heat.
You say she hides her cell phone in her bra?
She did that once when I caught her. She was texting downstairs, playing with the grandkids, I think, and I came downstairs and she put it down her top.
Carrie and Linda are not the only family members upset with Gilda. Her other son, Paul, says he has actually shown his mother proof that Eric is a scammer, but she just doesn't want to hear it. Take a look at this, and then we'll add him to the conversation.
My mother and I are very close. I talk to her almost daily. It haunts me to this day because I encouraged Mom to go online to find someone else to date. I pleaded with my mom to look for somebody who is more compatible because this guy was at least 20 years younger than my mother. Some of the conversations were of a sexual nature, which I think my mom was embarrassed about. These sexual comments just forced her to be isolated because she was so ashamed of showing anybody. She refuses to believe this is not a real relationship. We need someone to prove to Mom that this guy is not real.
All right, well, joining us is Carrie's brother, Paul, who's on Polycom. Paul, thanks for being here. You say this is like she's on drugs. She's so hooked on this.
It's almost like a drug addiction, yes. And we just simply do not know what to do.
She says, look, Dr. Phil, my sons are just wrong. And her handsome, online, younger boyfriend, Eric, is not an imposter. He is real, and he is her future. Because her heart tells her that this is for real. And the heart just doesn't lie.
A couple of days after I signed up for Match.com, I replied to a message from Eric Lane. He was a successful businessman, a successful interior designer. He had been divorced for 5 years, and he had one son in college in London. It wasn't long before I felt a relationship going on. He was more forward than I was. It's exciting and it's mesmerizing being in a relationship. He's saying, yes, baby, I love you. Love, are you okay? We made concrete plans to meet on 3 separate occasions, and there was always an obstacle that came up that he couldn't make it. He's given several reasons why he can't get out of London. He had to pay his hotel bill and couldn't get his passport until he did. He frequently says, I'll be home to you soon. I've never physically met Eric face to face. Eric has been asking me for money. Baby, are you sending the funds today? And I said, honey, I need money and prayers, love. And he says, so you don't want to help me? He needed money for hospital bills. He needed processing fees to cash his foreign checks. Then they took his passport. He had to pay his hotel bill. He wanted an iPhone and a computer for his son. Every time I was asked for money, it scared me. I had lots of warnings, a lot of people saying this could be a romance scam. It felt real to me. The largest sum I ever sent at one time was $18,000. I think it could add up to $100,000. To help Eric, I sold my house. The plan is when he can get out of London, we'll buy a house together and get married. It would be a dream come true to be married to Eric. I love him and I think he's real.
Now, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Did I hear you say you sold your house?
Yes, I just did. I just sold my house.
Okay. And you sold it because you needed money?
I sold it because I needed money. Yes, I had given a lot of money to Eric.
But you're in love.
Yes, I'm in love.
You've known him now, you've been in contact with him for 1 year and 3 months, right?
That's right.
Okay. And you shared with us some of the text messages to give us a feel for who he is,
Yes.
right? Because he apparently is hugely in love with you.
Yes.
You guys have texted back and forth. He says, love you so much, will you marry me? So you got a proposal.
That's right, I did.
And later, we found the man who goes with the picture. I want you to take a look at this screen right here. Is that the man that you're in love with? You guys have texted back and forth, and here's one. Eric says, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I want to hold you and kiss you and make love to you and wake up beside you every morning for the rest of my life. That's nice to hear.
Yes, it is.
You responded, I so want that too, love. You call him love?
Yes, I do.
And he says, I think it would be better if you allow your sexy... put your fingers in your ears. Your sexy ass to get spanked. Gilda says, well, I've been waiting for this sexy man to be here so I can say, I'm yours, love. Thanks for your patience. He says, love you so much, will you marry me? And you say, I will marry you, love. I love you with all of my heart.
That's right.
So you got a proposal.
That's right, I did.
And you accepted.
I did after talking for, well, practically every day.
And here's what you know about him, because I kind of summarized it so I would know what you know about him. His name's Eric Lane.
Right.
Right? He's age 52. Gave you his home address. Married status, divorced for 6 years. Mm-hmm. He has a son, David Lane, who attends Chelsea Football School in London.
Right.
Family, at 18, his parents were killed in an accident.
Yes.
He's self-employed by Eric M. Enterprises. Schooling attended, he went to Denver East High School, so he's from Colorado.
Yes.
Denver East High School and Westwood College in Denver North. He's stuck in London, Scotland, or Ireland because his visa expired. And his bank won't allow him to access his money. Why won't they let him access it, by the way?
It's foreign checks that there needs to be a processing fee of a certain cost in order to get the money out.
But you sent him that money.
I did. The money was for many different things.
There's a reason that Eric needed money. And I made a list, and this is, again, just bottom line. I know there's a story behind each one. To invest in a business, to pay his hotel bill, to pay his hospital bill, gifts for his son's school tuition.
Just 1 month.
Airline tickets.
Yes.
To buy a cell phone, to buy a computer, to eat, and processing fees in order to cash checks. Those are the reasons that you said, and going back through the history, the reasons that you sent him money. What were the airline tickets for?
To come to Saskatoon from London.
But he didn't come?
No.
Why not?
He had always had a reason. The first time, he was wanting investment fees, and I finally did do that. And then I tried to wire a transfer to help with that so that he could come. The transfer didn't take 3 days. It took close to a month, so that means hotel bills for an extra month.
Okay, if you were looking for a car and I had one to sell, would you buy it without ever seeing it?
It totally depends on the situation.
Does that mean you'd buy my car?
But
without seeing
it depends. I went on Christian Mingle, Match.com, and Senior, and I put my picture up, my profile. I got 55 messages that same night, and I tried to message back to several people, and it ended up that I liked the profile, and this man, his picture and everything, so I started messaging, yes.
All right, one question before we go to break here. If he's not for real, and I'm just go with me there for argument purposes, would you want to know it?
I want to know the truth.
You want to know the truth?
Right.
What, good or bad, you want to know the truth?
I'm here for that.
Next, just how much money has Gilda sent to Eric? We're going to break it all down, plus the threatening text that he sent to her. We'll be right back. She meets Eric July 7th. That same month, she sends $10,988.
I didn't even keep track.
I did. And later, I can't show these publicly because we don't know who this is. But these are some of the people that you've been sending money to for him.
When my husband died, I felt comfortable with the finances I had. I took some money out of my pension fund to help Eric. I pretty well maxed out. I feel very stressed. I feel concerned. I say lots of prayers every day. Eric said he'd pay me back, that he would sell his house and buy one, and we would have a future.
Well, our Twitter wall is really buzzing about Gilda, who admits to being in love with a man that she has never physically met. Her sons, Carrie and Paul, and Carrie's wife, Linda, all think she is being taken for a very expensive ride by a catfish, a scammer. If you'd like to join the discussion, you can tweet me now at #catfish. Now, Gilda admits to sending money to her online boyfriend, Eric, who is currently stuck in London after his visa expired and they took his passport. Let's look at some of the texts between Gilda and Eric about money. Here's what Eric said. Love, it seems the wire transfer will take forever before it gets here. Gilda, I am so angry about it, I can't even think what to do anymore. I love you so much. Eric, love you more, baby. Gilda, I have done all I can except sell my home, love. For you, I would. Eric, no, love, I would never ask you to do such a thing. Did I tell you that I've only been eating once a day for the past 2 days? Gilda, look, I took all of my empty bottles back. I have $28 now for groceries this week. Going to have a garage sale and sell some items Paul and I don't need. Eric, love, please, what about the $12,000 I asked for? Gilda, honey, I'm at the end of my lifeline. I am almost destitute too. There's a small pension fund left. Eric, please pull the money out and I will pay back. I need $12,000.
Makes me angry when I hear it.
Really? It makes me angry to read it because from a psychological standpoint, I saw a lot of manipulation there. I've done all I can except sell my house. No, love, I would never ask you to do that. Did I mention I'm only eating once a day? Come on. All right, Gilda says, I took back empty bottles. You're turning in bottles for the refund? Got $28 for groceries the whole week. Gonna have a garage sale. What about the $12,000 I asked you for? You just said I got $28 to eat on for the week. And he says, yeah, I get it. What about the 12 grand I need? You said, look, I'm sorry, all I've got is a small pension fund left. Please pull that money out. I need the $12,000. When you look at it all together in context, is that of concern to you?
Yes, it is.
I'm so glad. Okay, now, there's more. Okay, this is where Eric threatens your mother. Gilda, should I sell my home and bring you back? What if you're not happy and leave? Then I'll be in deep trouble. You'll have your home, your assets, and mine may be gone. Eric, ha, ha, ha. Have a good life, okay? Bye. And you will never hear from me again. Bye. And he said, what do you mean, love? This is mean and hurts. Eric, no, you hurt me. You just broke my heart. Well, I'm scared of selling my house, she says. Love, I'm with you all the way. Please. You ask a rational question, he bites you, then says, where's the 12? I want the 12,000. Then they talked about fraud. Gilda, because of the bad check given to me, which I was naive about, that could be considered fraud. Are you serious? You got a fraudulent check? Gilda, I had no idea. Honestly, love, believe me. Eric, God, how could people be so heartless? I can imagine how heartbroken you would be and how mad that could make you. Gilda says, well, apparently the UK police are upping their investigations on fraud and scams there, love. Well, don't give them my information.
Okay, gotta like that.
But I do not want you or I to go to jail, love. Eric, yes, love, and none of us would go to jail, okay? You can send via Western Union. Let's get out of this check business. You can send by Western Union. Gilda says, if my sons find out about this, they will be so angry with me until the funds are returned. Just relax, love, okay? So when's the 12,000 coming in?
Really?
Said that way, it sounds different.
Let me be sure I've done my math right here. Okay, she meets Eric July 7th, right? Okay, that same month she sends $10,988 in the first month. Now you've only known this boy less than a month, and you sent him $10,988.
I didn't even keep track.
I did. What do you think of that? We're just talking about a couple of weeks.
I'm not shocked. I feel...
Okay, that's July. Okay, August, second month. $41,178.46. September, $29,214.50. October, $10,000, $854. November, $2,187.52. December, $3,000. January, $4,000. February, $3,190. Then we jump to June.
Of course.
Carrie, Paul?
I don't know what to say. More
Paul,
than
what do you have to say?
I don't have words at the moment. She had promised me every day that she was not sending money.
August, $27,120. Then there was additional money transfer of $9,398. And then we had a grand total.
It's 50,000 more than I thought. Nice job.
$191,950.48. That's in black and white. You've never met this man in person. You've never talked to him on the phone. So you're buying this deal. It's like you're not buying my car, you're buying the whole dealership. This is not an insubstantial amount of money to you, right?
It's a lot of money. I just felt like relationship online, talking every day, there was someone there for me. And yes, the money was pressure, was upsetting. It seemed like I was just mesmerized and in love, and I couldn't, whenever he was in trouble, it just got my heart, and I couldn't seem to stop.
And if he's real, then this is all coming back, right? It's all coming back, if he's real.
if he's real.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about whether he's real or not. Next, private investigator Doug Kane looked into Gilda's online boyfriend, Eric Lane, and he has some very interesting details to reveal when we come back. I can't show these publicly because we don't know who this is, but these are some of the people that you've been sending money to for him. Well, we're here with Gilda, who has been in a romantic and expensive relationship with her online boyfriend, Eric Lane, for a year and 3 months. Now, her sons, Carrie and Paul, and her daughter-in-law, Linda, are angry and frustrated because they claim Gilda has sent Eric virtually all of her life savings and even sold the family home and has now sent him over $191,000. So I asked Doug Kane, he's the president of Risk Control Strategies, to do some work for us. Doug is here. And now, prior to becoming a private investigator, Doug was a special agent with the FBI for 27 years conducting criminal investigations. So you have used databases and all different kinds of things to determine what's real and what's not about this person, true?
Absolutely, Dr. Phil.
All right. And let's take a look at what he has found so far. And you'll have to follow me along here. Now, after searching multiple databases for Eric Lane, that's the name, with the date of birth that he has given you, he did a lot of checking. He said, for example, that he went to East High School in Denver, right? Well, we've contacted them. They've gone through their transcripts. No record of Eric Lane. Never attended that school, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You sent Eric money through a friend, Chris Mullins, 65 times. That name shows up on multiple dating sites with different pictures. The photo of Gilda's Eric showed up on several dating sites with different names. So you've got this picture of this man that you have fallen in love with. It shows up on all of these different websites. Eric Lane, James Simmons, George Buckner, Albert, Craig Murphy, and Melvin Stunt.
Yeah, I don't know what to say here, Gilda. I mean, basically what has happened is you have fallen in love with an online identity. It is not an individual. This person doesn't exist.
Now, Eric told Gilda that his son, David Lane, attends Chelsea Football School in London. There is a Chelsea Football Club in London. There's no Chelsea Football School, but there is a Chelsea Football Club. They have no David Lane listed on their roster. And there is no school. He only wanted you to text him through the internet. Why is that?
Well, what you find here is he didn't want to have a real conversation with you. So he would go back and forth through the internet, which makes it much more difficult to track.
I have some things I can show you. I can't show these publicly because we don't know who this is. But these are some of the people that you've been sending money to for him, and we're not showing them. But see, this is the Chris Mullins,
Okay.
and he's on all these scammer sites. Here he is again on a scam site. So tell me what's your reaction to what I've said so far.
I wanted the truth, and I know my sons warned me and everybody warned me, but I just wanted to know for sure.
Well, I don't want you to have any doubts. We're going to take a break. Eric gave Gilda his home address in Ohio. So naturally, Doug Kane checked that out. You will not believe what he found. Don't even get up and go to the bathroom. You are not going to. You're not going to believe what he found out. We'll be right back.
The relationship with my sons has been difficult. My heart was pulled between this person that I love and helping him, and making sure that my sons know that I care about them, which I do a lot. My sons are pretty obviously clear it's a scam. I don't feel that way, but I just want to know for sure. I want to know the truth.
Well, private investigator Doug Kane has been sharing with Gilda what he's found out about her online love, Eric Lane, who her sons and daughter-in-law believe is a catfish imposter who is using her for their deceased father's hard-earned life savings. Now, by the way, I want to say, we're using the name Eric Lane, and I'm putting quotes around that every time, and Chris Mullins, because, look, I'm sure there are Eric Lanes and Chris Mullins out there who have nothing to do with this. That's just the name that's being used. So if you work with or know somebody by that name, don't think we're saying they're scammers. They're victims. Somebody has stolen their name and is using it as part of what I believe and Gilda's family believe is a fraud. Now, the address Eric Lane gave Gilda exists. We found something that exists. And it is owned by someone with a similar name. But he is 21 years younger than your Eric Lane. Here is the house. Right here. It exists. It is on a street. It's the right address. It's the right street. That is the house. You were able to find that, verify that. And on the phone, we have the man who actually lives in this house where Gilda's boyfriend claimed he lived. Hello, Dr. Eric, are you there?
I am.
You are not Eric Lane that has been on the internet talking to Gilda, correct?
Correct.
But you have a similar name, and this is your house and your address, but somebody has just ripped it off, true?
That seems to be the case, yes.
Gilda, this man that you're talking to, he's a doctor. He doesn't have a construction company. He's a doctor. He lives in this house that your man told you was his home address. Well, you're talking to the man that lives here. He's a doctor. What's your specialty, doctor?
I'm a psychiatrist. That irony is not lost here. I'm sure.
Doctor, we'll let you get back to your important work. Thank you so much for helping us out today.
You're welcome.
In case she needs just a little more convincing, we have one more bit of shocking news for Gilda after the break.
I've only seen Eric on webcam at the very beginning of the relationship a few times. I couldn't hear him very well at all. I didn't pick up any accent. The picture that I saw was very much like the person in the video, but it was a little bit darker. It looked pretty identical. It felt like a real person to me.
Well, you just heard Gilda say she spoke to her online boyfriend, Eric, on Skype, and that convinced her that he and their love were real. But you admit that that picture was pretty dark and grainy. And
yes, it was. It was, you know, you could see the form and you could see the identity, but it was hard to hear.
So you've never really seen him up close, face to face?
No.
Okay. Well, I want you to take a look at this screen right here. Is that the man that you talked to on Skype?
It looks like it.
Well, that certainly is the man that you're in love with.
Yes, that's right.
Your family said he didn't exist. He wasn't real.
Now this is all confusing me.
It's confusing because there he is. Let me introduce you to attorney James Avery from Denver, Colorado. James, hello.
Hello, Dr. Phil. Hello, Gilda.
This is the man right here. This is an attorney from Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
This is the picture that has been ripped off by the person telling you he is Eric Lane. Let me ask you, has your name ever been Eric Lane?
No, obviously it's not.
James, do you know anyone named Eric Lane?
No, this all is very new to me. I'm seeing it for the first time.
And you obviously have nothing to do with this whatsoever. Somebody saw your picture, they ripped it off and started using it and putting it out there on the internet.
It's shocking, but obviously true.
So you say you're confused. We found the man who goes with the picture.
Exactly, yes.
James, I'm very sorry that they jacked your picture, but at least now you know it, so you can be scanning for that sort of thing. And you're very kind to take time out of your day as a professional to sit down and have this conversation with Gilda. I think it helps her so much to see the man behind the picture and to know that it's not the person that he is purported to be. Has this been a help to you?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck, Gilda.
Next, I'll tell you how to figure out if you are being baited by a catfish. We'll be right back. Well, I'm back with Gilda and her family, and all of them are in a bit of shock right now. I think you guys are in shock at the number.
More than I thought. Yeah.
It's more than you thought, but you knew it was bad. Paul, I know it's more than you thought, but you knew we were talking about six figures here. And Gilda,
Yes.
we've shared a lot of information with you. I'll tell you why this is so important to me, is you clearly deserve to have a relationship. You clearly deserve to have someone to share your life with. And whoever is doing this has stolen 15 months of your life. And when you could have been meeting and going through the normal evolution and finding someone that you could share experiences with in your life. And that's the tragedy. He's taken your money, he's taken your time, he's broken your heart. But are you glad to know the truth?
I wanted to know the truth for some time, and I guess I came from a world of trust, and I just couldn't believe it had happened to me.
Okay, and let me ask you straight up, look me in the eye. Do you believe and understand that there is no Eric Lane?
Yes, I do.
No doubt, no question, we're clear.
It's clear to me, and I wanted to be here for the truth.
Okay, have we done our job here?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
You good?
Thank
Paul,
you.
we good?
I do worry that she might continue to text, but we'll try to be there.
Well, we're going to unplug. He's going to have a hard time finding her because everything should change after you two get a chance to vent a little with this guy, which I think would be interesting. And listen, there are warning signs to tell if you are being baited by a catfish, and one is dumb date data. The physical description should match the photos. And if you see professional photos, that's a red flag. I mean, if it's a glam photo, they've ripped it off from some modeling site somewhere. Look for spelling and grammar fail. So many of these folks don't speak English as a first language. If they're derailing you from a dating site, saying, okay, let's get off of this site, it's just you and me, let's get over to the side. They get too serious too soon, they ask a lot of questions, they're fake book fakers, and realize you are not an ATM machine. If you were glued to today's show, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode where we are going to confront a real-life catfish who will actually be here in studio, sitting on this stage. We found one, we caught one, we reeled him in. You don't want to miss that.
I don't either.
I want to thank all of my guests today. Thank you so much, Gilda. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Today on Dr. Phil.
What do you think happened to your mother?
They said that my dad killed her.
Their mother vanished.
Kimmy has not been found, either dead or alive, and no arrests have been made.
Their father under suspicion.
Why haven't they arrested him for this?
Their baby brother, an innocent victim.
Mike pulled out a buck knife and he said, now I'm going to have to kill the baby.
Did he kill his own son?
Now, the daughters speak out.
Do you think he had something to do with your mom's disappearance?
If he was able to do it to my brother, he probably did something to my mom too.
Plus, the woman who claims he confessed to her.
He said, I'm going to tell you what I did to Kim.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Fit. Ready, camera 5.
73. Take track. Go, Dr. Phil.
Let's do it. I want you to imagine something for me. Imagine growing up without your mother. One day she just vanishes, and you hear people whispering that your dad was somehow involved in her disappearance. Now think about it. Think about your own mother. And think about the fact that there is someone that never got the chance to know their own mother, never got to know who she was, what she smelled like, the sound of her voice, what her favorite things were. And they don't even know if she's dead or alive. She just disappeared. Well, today we're going to go in depth with a story that will break your heart. It will make you stop and hug your children. It will make you seek out and hug your mother. It will make you not take things for granted. It's a shocking story that has had a ripple effect on so many generations, from the children to the parents to the grandparents. And all of them have asked for my help. Now, we're talking about Kimberly Medina. She went missing when her girls were just 2 and 3 years old. Now, 14 years later, Kimmy's father, John, has never stopped looking for his daughter, but feels that he may have made a huge mistake with his granddaughters.
Back in October of '96, my son-in-law told me that my daughter Kimberly walked to the nearby gas station to get a pack of cigarettes and she disappeared.
Kimmy and I were super close. She was a great sister. I had a choir concert and Kimmy was supposed to be there that night. When Kimmy first didn't show up to the concert, we knew something was wrong immediately.
The day before Kimmy's disappearance, she told her immediate supervisor that her husband Mike had threatened her, and if she was so much as 10 minutes late to work, to call the police because she feared for her life. I was certain of foul play then. Social services figured Mike to be a fit father, and the children left with him and vanished for 8 years. I had no contact.
When Mike disappeared with the girls, I think the whole family was just stunned. We couldn't believe it, because why would he run with the girls?
I haven't seen my granddaughters for 3 years now. I would love to have a lot of time with my granddaughters, and I'm hoping that sooner than later, they'll want to get to know me. I spoke with my oldest granddaughter briefly on my cell phone, and I told her about going to the Dr. Phil show. And for a minute, I heard something that I wanted to hear. She was happy. She wanted to talk to me. She wanted to see me, and I want to hear that again. I want to see her.
Well, the girls are here today, and we'll meet them later. But first, I want to tell you about an amazing woman named Becky. Michael met her soon after Kimmy disappeared, and she was the one that stepped in and raised those girls when she was still just a teenager herself.
I first met Mike about 1.5 years after Kimmy disappeared. Mike had 2 daughters, Nika and Marissa. They were 2 and 3. I didn't know very much about Kimmy's disappearance. I just knew that she disappeared, no details or anything. The girls talked about their mom sometimes. They just knew that she was missing. They didn't remember anything.
Mike had convinced my granddaughters that their mother ran away years ago.
From the moment that I met the girls, they had no contact with their grandfather, John.
Looking back, I wished I would have just fought harder for my grandchildren.
I was there for everything. When they were crying and when they would get hurt, I was there. They were so accepting of me. I was happy to be their mother. The relationship between Mike and I was difficult. Mike was pretty controlling with me. He did want me all to himself. He separated me from my family. He pretty much knew everything that I did. About 6 years into the relationship, Mike and I had a little boy named Dagan. It was a happy time, I thought. Our relationship became pretty violent. There were a few times where he choked me and he would slam me down to the ground, backwards. A few times I was holding the baby. He would just snap. I finally decided to leave Mike. I wasn't able to take the girls because he told me that they weren't mine. It hurt them. They miss their brother a lot. It broke my heart when I had to leave him.
Now, Becky knew that Michael was abusive, but she had no idea what was about to unfold.
While Mike and I were separated, I went to go pick up Dagan from Mike's apartment. The girls were in school at this time. When I went into the apartment, Mike shut the door behind me and locked it, and he pulled out a buck knife. And he said, "You should have never left me, because now I'm gonna have to kill the baby. Now I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna take him from you like you took him from me." And I just tried to stay as calm as I could, because I didn't want the baby to know. I didn't want him to be afraid. I was so scared for my little boy. I was so worried. The girls had come home and he's like, "You better not tell him what I've told you I'm gonna do." He wouldn't let us out of his sight. He actually took a shower that night and made us stand in the shower with him so he would know where we were the whole time. By the end of the night, he tied my feet so I couldn't leave. Finally, after everything, he fell asleep. The baby fell asleep. Dagan was in between us. And I just laid there like, what am I gonna do? In the morning, I convinced him that my family's gonna know if I don't come around that something is wrong. I said I'd be back in like an hour. And he would joke. He would say, "Do you want to take the baby?" And I would say, "Yeah." Of course. And he would laugh and say, "No, you can't." And I grabbed the baby. I picked Dagan up. And I just quickly kissed him. And I said goodbye. And I left. I knew that I had to tell somebody. That was the whole reason I left. I had to tell somebody and get someone over there to get my son out. So I went to my aunt's, and at the time she worked through the sheriff's office and she knew people. So I told her what happened, and she called one of the investigators that she knew, and the police showed up to the house within 20 minutes. But he saw them coming. He got the kids and he left the apartment. He had all 3 of them with him. I got a call and it was Mike, and he just kept saying, "Why did you tell on me? Now look what you made me do. Now I have to do it."
When we come back, did a father do the unthinkable? Did he kill his own son? Plus, Becky recounts the chilling details of what she says Mike confessed to her about killing Kimberly.
He let me talk to the baby. He would say, "Mommy," and I could hear Mike. He was prompting him to say goodbye. He said, "I'm gonna tell you what I did to Kim." He stepped behind her, and I guess he pulled out the bat, and he just swung and hit her. Mike said he picked her up and he laid her in the hole he had dug.
First, a dad whose daughter mysteriously disappeared, leaving his 2 grandchildren behind in the hands of their father, Mike, who was very much under suspicion. The girls grew to know a new mother, their dad's girlfriend, Becky. She raised the girls for 7 years before having a baby boy with Mike named Dagan. Now, soon after, Mike became violent with Becky, and when she tried to separate from him and take their son, he threatened to kill the little boy. Here's what happened.
I got a call, and it was Mike, and he just kept saying, "Why did you tell on me? Now look what you made me do. Now I have to do it." And then they went to a park to play, and then they walked into this field. He was talking to me on the phone. I had no idea that they were there. He let me talk to the baby. I would say, "I love you." He would say, "Mommy, like, you're Mike." He was prompting him to say goodbye. He said, "I love you." And he hung up. Mike made the girls say goodbye to Dagan, and he just told the girls that he was going to run away with him and that he wouldn't see them for a long time. They kept begging him to let them go too. And he wouldn't let them. He gave him a note with numbers to call, to run back into town and call for someone to come get them. And he made them say goodbye. And that they ran as fast as they could back into town and called their uncle, and he came and picked them up. A couple of hours passed. One of the officers came in and told me that a farmer saw Mike dumping the body in a field. There was a murky pool of water. The police had told me then that Mike had drowned Dagan. I have to cope with the idea that he's never coming back. And I have to try to help the girls understand that he's never coming back again. It's really sad for them. They struggle with that like every day.
Well, as if that's not enough, there's something else that haunts Becky about this horrific day. Those are the chilling details that Mike gave about what he says happened to Kimmy.
I had gone over to Mike's apartment to pick up the baby. He said, "You should have never left me." And he kept saying, "I'm not afraid to do something. I'm not scared because I got away with it once. I'm gonna tell you what I did to Kim so you know that I'm serious." So he told me that he went and dug a hole somewhere. He went to go pick her up from her job, and the girls were with him in the car. They got to the spot, and the girls stayed in the truck. And I guess when he got out of the truck, he said he slid a baseball bat down the back of his jacket, and she didn't see it. He said he stepped behind her, and I guess he pulled out the bat, and he just swung and he hit her. And she fell down, and he kept hitting her. He said he picked her up and he laid her in the hole he had dug. And he started to bury her, and he noticed that she was looking at him. Mike told me he got down in the hole, and he turned. And he turned her so that she couldn't see him. And he continued to just bury her. And then he said when he was done, he listened to the ground and he could hear her still moaning. And he just went home with the girls.
Well, joining me now are Kimmy's father, John, Kimmy's half-sister, Kendra, and Becky, who has raised Kimmy's daughters. John, I know that's just absolutely horrific for you to hear that account of what he says took place with your daughter. What do you say to yourself about that when you hear it?
You know, I went a long time never knowing. You just kind of imagined. I wished that she ran away, like he said. And to go that many years without seeing my granddaughters, and then I still didn't know what happened to Kimmy until I was in court, listening to the coroner talk about the measurable sand in Dagan's stomach and lungs. And then the detective told the story that nobody should have to go through this. And why haven't they arrested him for this?
And what you're referring to is, at this point, Kimmy has not been found, either dead or alive, and no arrests have been made in her disappearance.
That's correct.
And Becky, you've told the police what he told you. You've shared all of this with them in the same detail that you've shared it here, but they say that's not enough to arrest him. But he did confess and plead out concerning Dagan.
Right.
And actually, he pled down from murder, I understand, and copped a plea to child abuse leading to the death of a child.
Yes.
Is that how it was framed? So he's serving 48 years in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Up next, you're going to meet one of Kimmy's best friends, and you're going to find out what she says the girls told her right after their mom went missing. And later, I met with Kimberly's daughter, Nika, now 16, and Marissa, now 15. We're going to see how they're doing as well. We'll be right back. What do you think happened to your mother?
I guess someone took her and she went missing. They said that my dad killed her, but I'm not sure.
Kimberly Medina disappeared in October of 1996. Now, she left behind 2-year-old Marissa and 3-year-old Nika. Now, many family members and friends believe that her husband, Mike, killed her and that the two daughters may have seen what happened to their mother. Now, while Mike was a person of interest, Kimberly's best friend, Sabrina, got custody of the two girls for a few weeks. And one day, Nika brought Sabrina some crayons and asked her to draw a picture for her. Now, Sabrina is joining us via Polycom video. Sabrina, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So tell us about this, this point in time when Nika came to you with crayons. What did she say and what did she ask you to draw?
Nika used to call me her aunt, so she came up to me and she said, "Auntie, can you draw a picture? I'm trying to find my mommy." And she brought the crayons and the paper, and I asked her what to draw, and that she told me to draw a truck. She couldn't explain the trailer, she just actually told me to draw on the back of the truck, and that's where Mom was. And then she told me to draw mountains in the background and a hole, and that her mom hole, and there was water in there, and her was going to drown and die. And if I can get Mom out of the hole.
At the time, did she give you any details at all about about the hole in the ground, about her mother being in it? Did she say anything else about it?
She just told me that Daddy Cuckoo Man put her inside of the hole, and she can't figure out how to get her mom out if I could go and help her. I didn't know where Mom was, and I asked where it was, and she said, "I don't know, it's just in a hole."
All right. Do you believe that she saw something?
I do believe she saw something. She was too descriptive on it. Then we tried to explain it to them, but then that's when they took the girls out of our custody because they thought we were telling stuff and put stuff in their head.
Let's just take a break, and when we come back, my conversation with Nika and Marissa about their mother and their little brother Dagan. We'll talk to them when we come back. Kimmy was walking to the store and was abducted. What do you think? Do you think he had something to do with her disappearance?
Yeah, because if he was able to do it to my brother, I think he probably did something to her too.
Now, many believe that their father, Mike, killed their mother. Now, I say many believe that because he hasn't been charged with it, he hasn't been convicted. He is, however, in prison on a 48-year term associated with the death of his son, Dagan. Now, the girls are now 15 and 16. Now, I met with the two of them yesterday. Here's what they had to say about their mom and her disappearance. Well, hey, girls. How are y'all?
Good.
What's your understanding about what we're going to talk about today?
My mom and Dagan and just us, I guess.
You know, I kind of became aware of the situation with your mom, Kimmy, and your brother, Dagan, I guess a week or two ago. I wanted to talk to you guys to kind of get your point of view, but I don't want to talk about anything you don't want to talk about, so but I assume you guys are okay to talk about it? Mm-hmm. All right. How old were you when your mom disappeared?
I think I was 3.
You were 3, so you would have been 2.
Yeah.
What do you think happened to your mother?
What my dad told us is that it was like late at night and she had to go to the gas station and get cigarettes, and that I guess someone took her and she went missing, and ever since then he doesn't know what happened. We've heard a lot of things, so I don't know what to say.
I'm just curious what you think and what you know, if you remember anything about it at all.
They said that he killed her, but I'm not sure.
Tell me about Sabrina.
We still keep in contact. Like, she'll talk to us here and there just to ask how we're doing.
She remembers that you asked her to draw a picture because you couldn't draw very well. And I asked her if she would kind of recreate what she drew. And that's what she said you asked her to draw. Does that ring any bells?
No, but that kind of looks like my dad's truck that we used to drive in.
Uh-huh.
We used to have a trailer in the back of it, too. And that's probably where we live, because the mountains.
Mountains.
Yeah. I have no idea what that is.
You said that this was some kind of a hole. No recollection of that at all? Mm-mm. What do you remember about your dad?
Everything.
How do you feel about him at this point?
I'm so confused. I don't know. I'm just kind of mad at him.
How about you?
More like shocked and like upset.
Do you have any contact with him now?
A little bit, but not much.
Do you want to talk to him on the phone?
No.
And how about you?
Yeah, I do. I want to. I was more of the daddy's girl.
Okay, now, how do you feel seeing the girls? They're growing
beautiful.
right up, right?
They are gorgeous.
Yeah. Are you surprised to hear her say she doesn't recall the picture in any way?
No, but I'm very relieved actually that she doesn't, because I think it's just that much more of a horrific thing for her to go through if she would have really recollected what happened the way Becky explained.
You mentioned about there being pink on a figure, a body. What do you recall about that? Why do you remember that?
It was about the second week after Kimmy had disappeared, and we were babysitting the girls for Mike, and Nika was with my wife in our bedroom, and she evidently looked over the back of the bed and looked at my wife and said, "Mommy's pink and in a hole." And Cuckoo Man killed Mommy, referring to their dad as this person. That's the day that a lot of the authorities came in, and it was the last unsupervised visitation I'd had before they vanished.
You want to know if he's done this horrible, horrible thing, you want him to tell you where your daughter is?
I would love that. I feel it's only, like a human thing to do. Why would you not want to? He was married to her. It's his wife. Why wouldn't you want to bury her?
Well, and I want you to know that we are making substantial efforts for me to get to talk to him in prison in Colorado, and I am going to try to do that, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to get him to tell us what he knows. I'm going to sit down with him and do what I can to get him to tell me where Kimmy is.
Thank you.
The prison has agreed to let me in, but he has to agree to sit down and talk with me. And I'll do the best I can, I promise you.
Thank you.
When we come back, the girls describe the chilling details about the day their brother drowned. You're going to find out why they feel they could have prevented his death at just 10 and 11 years old, which of course is just wrong thinking. This ripple effect just continues to another generation. Did your dad do it?
I want to say he didn't, but there's a little bit of me that says he did. I think he did, but it's kind of hard to believe that he did.
Monica and Marissa's mother disappeared 14 years ago. Now, they were 2 and 3 at the time. Now, many believe that their father, Mike, killed their mom. Now, Mike had a son with Becky, the woman the girls now call Mom. And when the girls' brother, Dagan, was just 16 months old, Mike told the girls to kiss him and say goodbye. A few hours later, his body was found in a field. He had drowned. Now, this devastated these girls, as you can well imagine. We talked about it yesterday, and I did this outside the presence of the audience because I just felt like it was better that we had a private sit-down. What do you remember about the day that Dagan was killed? What happened that day?
I remember waking up. My mom and dad were talking in the bedroom. My brother was there. He was jumping on the bed, and then she left, and then we went to the park, and we just pretty much played with Dagan that whole day. Before we left the park, he told us that he was going to be leaving, and he was going to take Dagan with him. And then we walked. We went to the field, and my dad talked to my mom on the phone, and he was yelling at her and stuff. And then my dad told us that we should probably start going back and call my uncle for a ride, but we couldn't tell my uncle where he was. And then he told us both that we should give them their last hug for a while because he won't see us for a long time. And then he told us to walk back, but when we start walking back, not to look back. So me and Marissa were like, okay, that's kind of weird. So we hugged them both, and then we started going back, and we both didn't look back. And then we called my uncle. We told him to come get us, and then when my uncle came, he asked us where my dad was, and we were both like, we don't know where my dad went, because we were scared that my dad would do something, like, I don't know, like we'd get grounded or something if we told. We drove around for a while looking for my dad, and we both know where he was. We were just scared to say anything. And we went to my uncle's house, and right when we got there, all kinds of cops were there. And then they took us in a cop car, and we went back to where we lived at the time. My mom was there, and we saw her crying. Then finally, they told us that my brother died, and that they think that my dad probably did it.
Did your dad do it?
To tell you the truth, I have no idea. Like, I want to say he didn't, but there's a little bit of me that says he did. I don't know, I think he did, but it's kind of hard to believe that he did. Because, I mean, he was a good father, I guess, you know what I mean?
Did your dad do it?
Yeah, I think he did.
Do you know how it happened?
He said that he drowned him.
Did you ever see him again after that, your dad?
Mm-mm. Yeah, we haven't seen him since then.
Why do you think he told you to say goodbye to him and to hug him?
Well, what he told us at the park that day, that they were going to just go on like a vacation, kind of. This is probably the last time we're going to see him for a while.
It just breaks my heart that he did that on a time that he was around you guys. It breaks my heart that he did it at all. I mean, do you ever think you should have stayed, or there's something you could have done?
That whole day, me and Marissa, we kept thinking we should have said to actually go there and to actually go to where he was.
Any questions you have for me?
When you heard our story, what did you think?
Your dad is pled guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kimmy was walking to the store and was abducted. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he had something to do with her disappearance?
Yeah, because if he was able to do it to my brother, I think he probably did something to her too.
I thought it was a good idea to bring the girls out on stage so they would be comfortable, because our key here is to not traumatize these girls at all. I really hope, and I'll say this in front of your mom, you know, I said I thought it was terrible that what happened with Dagan happened in a day that you guys were around. I really hope you know at like 10 and 11 years old, there's nothing you could have done to alter the course of events. I mean, you get that, don't you? Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want you thinking that you should have done this or should have done that, because that's just, that's asking too much of 10-year-old kids, for God's sakes. I hope y'all know that. I just wanted to get that said. So, and we'll talk some more tomorrow and kind of go from there. I want to introduce Dr. Frank Lawless. He's the chairman of our advisory board here at the Dr. Phil Show, which is made up of experts from around the country that we use as resources to draw on, so we're always on the cutting edge of information. Dr. Lawless, at this point, I think you and I have talked, and we concur that there don't seem to be any warning signs of any PTSD or whatever's going on at this juncture. But for this family and for all families out there, there can be trigger events as these girls hit different developmental stages in their life that could bring some of this back to the forefront. And so we have to be mindful and watchful of that. True?
That's absolutely right, especially if they get involved with some very high stress situation that reminds them of this kind of childhood experience.
Yeah, and this might happen when they would begin to date, if they got into an intense relationship, when they start having children. What would be some of the trigger events?
Well, especially with dealing with heterosexual relationships, there might be some kind of, stress that would, like I said, be almost similar to the kind of situation that they experienced when they were very young.
Yeah. When we come back, Nika and Marissa are going to join us. They're going to see their grandfather and their aunt for the first time in just over 3 years. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll be right back. John's daughter, Kimberly, disappeared 14 years ago. She had 2 little girls, Nika, then 3, and Marissa, then 2. Now, John and his daughter, Kendra, Kimberly's younger sister, have not seen the girls in over 3 years. But they're here now. Nika and Marissa, come out and join us if you would. Hey, girls. Have a seat right there. You got to kind of run and jump up. So how they look to you there, Granddad?
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Very beautiful.
Kendra, what do you think?
I just can't believe how big they are.
Yeah?
So pretty.
They're growing right up. Well, do you feel like you're on display here? You haven't seen them in like 3 years, and we bring you out here in front of everybody. So you guys went a long time without seeing your grandfather and without seeing your aunt as well. How do you feel about these guys? I mean, is this a relationship you would like to have in your lives? I mean, this is kind of, and the reason I ask that is because this is kind of the connection to your biological mom. I mean, I know this is your mother here, and we're all so proud of Becky and so grateful for what she's done with y'all. But these are the connections to your biological mother and Kimmy. What's your thought about all that?
I love them both.
Yeah. And you're happy to have a relationship with these guys? Why?
Because they're family too.
Yeah. And Marissa, how about you?
Yeah.
You have to make a sentence here. You have to say something. She's the quiet one. She's the quiet but tough one. She's quiet and strong. But are you glad to see your grandfather and your aunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
It's been a long time since I've seen him.
Yeah, it's been like 3 years. So what do you hope to have in relationship with these girls?
Occasional phone call every now and then would be great.
Yeah.
Some vacations. Just something together time. Yeah. Good time.
Yeah.
See, grandparents have a mission in life, and that's to spoil their grandkids. So this could work out really well for you. This could work out really, really well. So you could let him spoil you and take you places, and I think it would be really good for your history across time to kind of have this connection here. Why did you want to talk about this and be part of this process? Why was that important to you?
I guess to let everybody know our story, I guess.
Yeah. Do you talk about this much with your mom?
Yeah. Sometimes, not really.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, sometimes not really. That didn't come from our side of the family.
I talk about him a lot, but it hurts to talk about him still.
Yeah, it still does. And you know, there are times that even though you may not have a lot to say, that mom there just maybe needs a big hug through all of this as well. Because this has been really hard for her, but yet she's been real busy with you guys. So it seems like the three of y'all are working this out really, really well. And I think you're really blessed in that regard. We're proud to have met y'all and proud to know you. We'll be right back. Well, for all of you at home, and I know all of you in the studio audience, isn't this just an inspirational and courageous family? Isn't this just a wonderful, wonderful family? If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Kimberly Medina, please contact investigator Paul Goodman with the Attorney General's office in Colorado. It's 303-866-5331, and we'll have that on the website. It's 303-866-5331. Now, for more information about the show and the case that we've been talking about and anything associated with this, you can go to drphil.com. And if you're in a situation that John found himself in, where the bond has been broken for whatever reason, Dr. Lawless has written a book that's actually called Mending the Broken Bond. And that book is just terrific, and it is so action-oriented about what you need to do to reestablish that connection with the people that you've lost that with. So, Frank, I hope people pick it up and read it. You did a great job on that book. It's Mend the Broken Bond. So I hope you'll pick that up if it's relevant to your life. We'll stay in touch with you guys. You know that I'm working with my staff here, efforting to get in front of Michael and try to persuade him to do the right thing here and bring some peace to this situation. And we'll stay in touch with y'all. Kendra, it's so good to meet you. You two, you missed school today. I'll give you a doctor's note. Thanks for being here. So long.
Today on Dr. Phil.
My daughter was kidnapped by sex traffickers.
Lured to a hotel room by an online friend.
I woke up in a black closet. They made me sleep with over 20 men a day.
Her mother speaks out.
She's not the only victim. But you think that I'm a little bit worried about me?
And what she says,
you sound resentful towards her,
may surprise you.
If your child goes missing and you haven't seen them in 2 or 3 weeks, you're not a victim?
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
In 5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Go, Dr. Phil.
How you doing? How are you? Hey, guys. Okay. All right. Raise a hand if you have ever said something you later regretted. Yeah. Raise a hand if you've ever posted anything hurtful about someone else online. Yeah. We've all said things we don't really mean in the heat of a fight, right? Sometimes you can just say sorry, but when it comes to social media posts, you can't always hit delete. If you have a teenager, pay close attention to what happened to my guest today. Desiree says she'll never forget the day she got into a screaming match with her teenage daughter. After that fight, her daughter vented on social media. What happened next is a parent's worst nightmare.
When my daughter Hope was young, she was a straight A student.
I was a normal, regular kid. I loved to do theater. I loved soccer and cheerleading.
Hope was filled with innocence, joy, and ambition.
When I was 14, my whole life changed.
My daughter Hope was kidnapped by sex traffickers. Hope was forced into prostitution.
It all started because I posted on a social media site that I hated my mother. A woman messaged me back telling me that I could go stay with her and we'd go partying. She showed up within the next 45 minutes and I was gone.
The suspects target girls who post comments about a negative home life on social media sites and chat rooms.
The 14-year-old, I hate my mom. She doesn't understand me. I can't wait to get out of here.
That's how police say William Jacobs and Shayla Williams met a young North Texas victim who was just 14 years old.
I walked into the motel room. I see a man sitting in the corner. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, "Take off your clothes." so we can take these pictures. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take my clothes off. He said, so you wanna do this the hard way? He hit me a couple times, and after that I was out like a light. I woke up in the closet. The closet that I was in was about the size of me right here. After they took me out the closet, they took crushed up pills and they forced them down my throat. After they force fed me pills, I would try to move my body, but I couldn't pick myself up. They made me feel catatonic. After they drugged me, I had my first client.
Hope says she knew if she wanted to make it, she had to find a way to cope.
In order to survive my kidnapping, I had to create an alter ego. They told me that my name wasn't Hope anymore, it was Sophia. So that's the name that I took on. Sophia's the girl that walks with her head high. She was the one who dealt with all the clients and the Johns and the beatings. When I was with the traffickers, they never fed me. My source of food would be picking it out of the trash, drinking the water from the faucet. I bit my nails a lot. One time I was taking a shower and he busted it open and beat me with the belt because I locked the door.
The couple is accused of trafficking the teen in 8 different states in only a 3-week period.
The traffickers made me sleep with men in each state. Over 20 men a day. I could never be Hope again after that. I was never going to be the same girl.
Hope's mother says her daughter's terrifying ordeal claimed more than one victim. She says at times she feels just as traumatized as her daughter. She also says before today, Hope has never wanted to share her story or any specific details about what happened.
Hope's not the only victim. I'm a victim. During the time that Hope was gone, I felt lost. It took a lot of strain on my job, my relationship with my other kids. It was an emotional roller coaster. I tried to make up for things financially for Hope to compensate for what she had gone through when I really couldn't even afford it. Like, she called me, she's like, Mom, I need to come up there. And I'm like, are you coming to school? Are you gonna finish your school? Because you know that's the only reason why I will let you back in. But you're not willing to do that. So then you call me and you tell me, you're hungry, you need money. If I had it like that, maybe. But when I'm 60 years old, is she gonna still come to me and say, I need $200? What's gonna happen when something happens to me and I don't have the financial means to take care of me? Don't we all have to work for our retirement? Don't we all have to save for our future? And if I'm constantly giving it out, don't you think that I'm a little bit depressed? Don't you think I'm a little bit discouraged? Don't you think that I'm a little bit worried about me? Is that selfish? I love Hope. I love her. But she's not the only victim.
Hope, I'm glad you're here. Desiree, I'm glad you're here. You seem to be very traumatized by what happened to your daughter. Yeah. Tell me about that.
I didn't know the things that she shared with you. Traumatized in the manner that it was difficult. Throughout the whole proceedings, you know, it was about helping her and wanting to do the right thing. But every time anybody reached out to her to help her when she was returned, if it was not under the circumstances that she felt that was deemed appropriate or that she wanted, she would resist. So it became a struggle to help. And then it came to the point where, how much more can I do? What can I do? Do I give up my life dedicated to cater and to fix what was broken? I had 2 other kids, you know, and I was struggling, period. And I felt like the other 2 were being neglected, and I felt bad. I felt guilty.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you.
I can't even imagine what that had to be like at the time, and what you went through. You went from posting a snippy message on a site to within an hour you were out of your house and gone, right? When you wound up in that motel room getting hit, was there a point when you believed you were never going to get out alive?
I'm pretty sure I thought that was the end, especially when I woke up that morning in a black closet, not being able to see. I thought I was dead.
Yeah. Up next, I have some questions for Desiree.
Hope was no longer hope. It was very difficult and was very trying, and I understand that she's not the same child that I had at one time, and she may never be that child that I had.
Are you resentful towards her? And later, you say you're a victim too.
If your child goes missing and you haven't seen them in 2 or 3 weeks, and then the grandmother gets a phone call saying, they're beating me, you're not a victim?
And you said as days went by and you got drugged more and more and days turned into weeks, at that point you actually started to adopt an alter ego to kind of, it's what we call in psychology, disassociate from it and just become another person, just become disassociated from it and become another person to get through it. Tell me about that.
Well, I have an alter ego. Her name is Sophia. She helps me cope with the situation. All of the bad things that I've ever gone through in life, definitely a lot of the sexual abuse that I've encountered, it goes on to her, you know, and all of that stuff, it makes her a stronger person. But me, if Hope was to be herself, she probably wouldn't be standing in here, wouldn't be on this show right now.
So you're saying the girl that started out in life, you're saying you don't think could survive this, so this alter ego was generated to be tougher, to be...
There's two different sides of my personality. There's Hope, the one who has social anxiety, who'd rather be locked up in the room all day and not come out, doesn't want to see anybody, doesn't want to talk to anybody. You know, she wants to be alone, just her. She'll go into her closet and sit there because that's what she knows. And then there's Sophia, who can go out and be around people, smile and laugh and do all the things that a normal person would do, but better.
And this is a survival mechanism for you.
It's my coping mechanism.
And when you were rescued by the police, and it was a raid of sorts. And when you were rescued, at the time, you were listed as a runaway.
Yes.
Right? Because of this message that you had written. Rather than an abductee, you were listed as a runaway. So when you were rescued, they actually put you in jail.
Yes.
When you eventually got back to your mother, how did you two get along?
After the situation, I went from one reality to another reality. And being isolated for so long, going back into society, it wasn't easy on me. I didn't go back to my mother's house, but coping with the family in general, I couldn't. I tried going back to school, and the minute that I walked in there, I walked right back out. I looked at all them children, and I thought to myself, like, I'll never be like them, you know, innocent with, you know, the glow of being childish and not having any worries in the world. And so I walked out. I never went back.
And how do you two get along now?
We're distant, and I want to clarify something.
Okay.
Okay, that was not the first time that Hope had taken off from the house.
Right, I understand.
Okay, so we didn't know if it was another weekend getaway or if it was going out partying and if she was going to come back. We didn't know. And she was on paper on probation. And so when I talked and I reached out to the probation officer, they advised me to call the police and file Hope as a runaway because that was my next step. Okay? She was never considered an abductee until after she was recovered. And then within the detention center, see, what happened to Hope was no longer Hope. She looked at these individuals as families and even protected them. So it wasn't simple to get her to cooperate. It was very difficult and was very trying. And I understand that she's not the same child that I had at one time, and she may never be that child that I had. Okay, so, and I don't think she understands what the ordeal that we endured as a family, wondering whether or not we were going to get a call or not.
Are you resentful towards her?
I'm not resentful.
You sound resentful towards her.
I wish that she would just, how can I put it? We're all victims. We're not all victims, but we were victims. I've gone through things. Our family's gone through things. And I've always taught my children to be strong. And that even though things happen, sometimes there's a reason that they just need to be able to try to learn to get help, overcome the situation, and face life head on.
I understand that. Why am I getting that you feel resentful towards her?
The point is that when I come to you at my lowest, on my knees, begging.
You don't come to your knees. You give me ultimatums.
Okay, no, I don't want your money and I don't want your time.
Why am I getting that you feel resentful towards her?
I'm not resentful towards her. What I'm resentful towards is that a family member that was causing a situation that became either financial burden or a crisis where my house was falling apart. My job, you don't know how much time. I had to meet with Homeland Security. I had to meet with FBI. I had to meet with the courts. I had to meet with like 3 different attorneys at different levels, going to the juvenile detention center, going to the county courthouse. And it's not that I don't love, I love it with all my heart. And anybody on your staff will know that I try to cater to her as much as I possibly can. But as soon as I say something or as soon as I do something and I don't meet what she wants, she's not the same person. How much more of that do I deal with? I love her with all my heart. Not once did I miss a visitation. Not once did I miss anything. If they said I needed to jump, I said, how high? I said, how high? So you say that you're a victim too, is your point. You don't understand. Who wouldn't? You don't know what I understand. I'm asking you. You say you're a victim too. And I just want to be clear, you say you're a victim too, but you're not saying you were raped 20 times a day. You're just saying you're a victim too. No, I'm a victim in the sense as me, not just me, her grandmother, her family that cared for her, that every night went to bed not knowing whether or not they were going to find her, not knowing whether or not she was going to be alive. Don't you think that is traumatizing enough? You tell me if your child goes missing and you haven't seen them in 2 or 3 weeks, and then the grandmother gets a phone call saying, they're beating me. You're not a victim? I'm not saying in comparison, there's no comparison.
Well, let me play a couple of the things you said.
Okay.
In your tape, and I'll tell you why I responded. There are a couple of bites, things you said that I find unsettling.
Okay.
So let's listen.
You call me and you tell me you're hungry, you need money. If I had it like that, maybe. But when I'm 60 years old, is she gonna still come to me and say, I need $200? What's gonna happen when something happens to me and I don't have the financial means to take care of me? Don't we all have to work for our retirement? Don't we all have to save for our future? And if I'm constantly giving it out, don't you think that I'm a little bit depressed? Don't you think I'm a little bit discouraged? Don't you think that I'm a little bit worried about me? Is that selfish? I love Hope. I love her. But she's not the only victim.
Let me respond. You know when this happened? This didn't happen a year ago when this happened. This happened 3 weeks ago. And 4 weeks before that, she asked me for $40. She's in one area of the state. I'm in another area. I told her if I could help you, I will help you. So I gave her money the first time. 2 weeks later, she gives me the money. You know what her response to me is? Is that if I don't help her, she's going to resort to what she knows how to do.
No.
How does a mother react to that situation?
First of all, I'm not like your other children that you do take care of, because me, even though I'm 17 years old, I go out there on my own and I take care of myself. Whatever I want, I get it. But you know what? That's not the point how I get it. The point is that when I come to you at my lowest, on my knees, begging.
You don't come to your knees. You give me ultimatums.
Okay, no, I don't give you ultimatums, Mother. Like, that's not the thing. Is that when I ask you, okay, Mother, I would like for you to help me out with $40, did I ever ask for anything more than that? You know what? At the end of the day, that's all I'm getting is the 20 and $40 here and there. I'm not asking for much. And even that, I don't even call you. I don't talk to you. I don't even want your money. I don't want your money, and I don't want your time.
Hope, I don't even have the money to give you.
Okay, Hope says her mom wants her to just move on with her life and forget the past. But is it that simple? I plan to let her mom and Hope know what I think when we come back.
She cannot continue living the life she is and be productive at the same time.
My mom has never been a shoulder to cry on. It's never been about what I've gone through or what she's put me through. It's always been about her and her problems.
At 14 years old, Hope was abducted and held against her will and became a victim of sex trafficking. She was lured out of the house while her mother was home and in the other room. So after being rescued, is Hope's mom more involved in her life, or is there still distance between the two?
I do try to listen to Hope when she wants to talk. The difficult thing is that she just wants me to listen. There's a lot of pain inside of her and there's a lot of anger, and sometimes she takes that out on me. When I do try to engage her, it gets on her nerves, and so she lashes out. But she really needs to heal. Even as a traumatic situation as hers, life is still gonna go on. Someone's gonna have to pay the bills. She cannot continue living the life she is and be productive at the same time. She's still a victim, and she never got herself together.
My mom has never been a shoulder to cry on for me. It's never been about what I've gone through or what she's put me through. It's always been about her and her problems. That's all she cares about.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of do some talking here to the two of you, and let me start with you. The trauma in your life and in this family didn't begin the day that you were abducted. We know that. We know that there were a lot of things that happened in her life before this. We know that this family has had a very difficult time along the way.
Yes.
And do I not, you asked me, do I not think it would be traumatizing to have my child abducted and all? I'm not going to tell you I know how that would feel because I don't know how that would feel, and until you've been through that, for me to tell you I know how you feel would be ridiculous. Unless you've been through that, unless you've gotten that phone call, unless you've been through that, you can't imagine that. So yeah, I think that I can only speculate that that would be very, very difficult. I can speculate how I would feel if I ever got my hands and arms back around them again. I understand that life is difficult and it is trying. I know this was a difficult relationship before this happened. I know that it's been a difficult relationship trying to reconnect after it happened. And one of the things that I know for sure is when these things happen to people, it affects more than just the person. It affects everybody, and the fallout goes for a long time and a long way, and it affects everyone. And I hate that for y'all. I absolutely hate it, and it leaves scars that run very, very deep. We know that this wasn't the first trauma that has occurred in your life, and things have happened that have changed you, and frankly, you've not had much help with that. You've found a way to cope. You found a way to survive. You found a way to cope with that, and it's gotten you through. You're still here. You're still vertical, but you're 17. You're still a child, and we also know that when this kind of trauma happens, a lot of development stops. And so, even though you're 17, a lot of development stops, and so you've not had a lot of help with this, because it takes very specialized help and very specialized healing to get past this. I don't want this to define you for the rest of your life. What happened to you early on in your life, not once but twice when you've fallen victim to predators in your life, I don't want that to define you. I don't want this to define you the rest of your life. I don't want that to happen. You are so much more than what people have done to you, and to let that define you would be a tragedy.
I'm not a prostitute. I have men that take care of me like sugar daddies. In order to survive, I'd meet some poor guy that would fall in love with me until they realized that I hated their guts. For me, there's no such thing as love, and I don't get any pleasure from sex. When I'm with a man and there is sex involved, they know that they are going to pay me. I'm not a prostitute. I have men that take care of me like sugar daddies. In order to survive, I'd meet some poor guy that would fall in love with me and take care of me until they realized that I hated their guts.
Somebody in this world with the right intention needs to step up and help you, and I want to lead the charge in doing that. I want to help you. I've asked someone to be here, right here. This is Kathleen Parrish right here. She is the clinical director of the Cottonwood Treatment Center, and this is a holistic, behavioral treatment program, and they've been at this for over 25 years. And they provide really an environment of understanding and safety. It's located on a 35-acre, really a scenic campus overlooking Tucson. And they got a long history of working with people that have suffered from PTSD, particularly victims of sexual abuse. Because, as I say, it's very, very specialized, and we asked them to come here today, and just wave Kathleen so she can see who you are. And I want to offer to you to sit down with Kathleen when we finish today, because I want to make available to you to work with these folks from Cottonwood to help you get on the road to dealing with this, not coping with it, not creating an alter ego to tough through it, but to truly heal this from the inside out and give yourself a chance to be who you truly are. And that's just a gift from us to you, and I want to make that available to you. This is not something that you have to do. It's not something, but it's just something that I want to offer to you, and that I want you to sit down with Kathleen, because you can really help this. Don't you think, Kathleen?
Yes, I think so. And I think helping, you hope to learn to integrate your story into how you understand yourself, so that you don't have separate parts of how you operate. And at Cottonwood, in our Sweetwater program, you have 90 days and a lot of help, a lot of supports to learn to tell your story. Telling your story over and over and over again helps you learn to understand yourself, to learn your resilience, where you're powerful, where you're strong.
And you can go through details about this, and you can listen and be part of this. And I think this would be a huge life-changing event for you. I just think it would be
If I can add, you were right. Hope's been a victim. And at 6 years old, I put her in counseling. I was going through a custody battle at the time and dealing with the courts again. During this incident, too, we followed through with counseling as well. But in order to heal and in order to get the counseling and for it to be effective, she has to be receptive and willing to work at it. And it's not easy. And I don't think that she wanted to face it, because the hardest thing that she told me, and when they had her in custody the first time, when we go to detention and we go to court, we're not supposed to touch them. But I did ask special requests to be able to give her a hug, and I did hug her. But because she was in custody for something else that she had done prior to this incident.
Okay, what's your point?
My point is that
because we're trying to move forward.
I understand I'm trying to move forward, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, we did try this before, and I'm hoping that she'd be receptive to accepting it and being able to understand that it's much needed.
Okay, thank you. Up next, is Hope's mom helping or hurting this situation?
I do believe that I have the right to explain why I react the way that I act today.
And I think you've explained that several times.
All right, but I don't think that you've actually received it.
When you get a guy's attention, you might feel really important for a few minutes, but popularity is not the most important thing in life. You can feel good about respecting yourself and not giving yourself away to people who don't respect you.
So at what age is it reasonable to monitor your child's cell phone and internet activity? As long as you can.
It blows my mind that women would engage in risky sexual behavior. It's dangerous and you can get hurt. And you don't have enough value in yourself that you would want to be in a healthy relationship.
Okay, I'm back with Hope and Desiree, but before we move on, you were telling me you're unhappy about something. Tell me what
No,
it is.
it's just that I appreciate the gesture. I am blessed to know that someone will help my daughter. Okay, but I don't want to say also that the opportunities weren't there. There were several different facilities and several different places that we attempted and we tried. And I know we're moving forward. And even when she was released, she was still leaving the home for days at a time. I was still going through the nightmare.
I found my comfort in other people's homes.
We're really wanting to move forward.
I understand, but if you put me here, then I do believe that I have the right to explain why I react the way that I am today.
And I think you've explained that several times.
All right, but I don't think that you've actually received it.
Well, I've heard you several times.
I know, but I don't think you're actually understanding where I come from.
You mean I don't agree with you?
I'm not sure if you agree or disagree, but I don't think you understand.
Okay. Well, you don't. You've told me several times.
I know.
Would you like
I've
Would you like me to tell you what it was you said to me, so you know that I've heard it?
But believe me, trust me, I appreciate it very much, and I appreciate your hospitality. I said, but even the exposure here alone, yourself will be able to be a testimony and witness that it's very difficult at times. I love her, but it makes it almost impossible when somebody keeps hitting you and hitting you and hitting you. What do? Do you continue taking the beating?
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Do you understand where I'm coming from now? I told your staff, I'm not a trained lifeguard. I can't jump in and save someone if they're drowning.
Where do these two go from here? We'll talk about that after the break.
Paint whatever picture you want. That's fine. I'm just telling you.
You've got the paintbrush, and the next sentence out of my mouth was that I want to offer you help and support with this as well, because I think there's a lot of stress and trauma that you've been through as well, and I think you need help and support as well, and I want to offer you the same thing.
I was on my own at 14. The only difference between me being on 14 and you being 14 was I was able to get a job, and I was able. I'm 40 years old right now. And when I was your age, I was able to find a job. And finally, long story short, I was in a foster home. So when I sit there, I'm not trying to be harsh. I live what she lived, but not to the extent that she did. And I understand that, and I love you. I just don't understand if you receive the fact that I've loved you from day one when you were 6 years old, and the incident happened, and you told me, Mom, why did I go through this? And the only thing that I told you was, what did I tell you? I told you, you know what? Sometimes God allows things to happen because you're strong, and you saved what? You saved another little girl that was going through the same abuse every single day. I jumped through hoops, that I fought for counseling. I fought for help.
Well, do you think you would benefit from some help and support where you had a chance to really give a voice to some of these feelings you deal with?
I just want my daughter to be better. I don't care what it takes. I just want my family to be better.
Well, I'm offering you some help and support with this yourself, so when she emerges from this in a different place, that you'll be able to meet her on a different plane.
Definitely.
And so I'm offering you that help if you want it, and I hope you take it, because I want you to be able to meet her on a different plane.
I want my family. I don't want my family.
So I'm offering you that help. Will you take it?
Sure.
Because I'm offering you that help. I wanted to see what you at home think about teens making their personal lives public. So we asked on drphil.com, do you think young adults share too much about themselves on social media? Results? 96% yes, 4% no. Surprise, surprise. Listen, I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Kathleen Parrish and the Cottonwood Treatment Center and their outstanding ability to help young adults struggling with trauma. You can learn more about them by going to their website, and we're going to have a link on drphil.com as well. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much.
I
am grateful for Dr. Phil because I hope he talked some sense into my mother. He also, was able to see my side of the story. He really did understand that this isn't the lifestyle that I chose, that after being traumatized, it's hard to just jump back into the way of life.
I love Hope, but she's not the only victim.
My mom's always only cared about herself, her money, and how she's gonna survive. But when it comes down to it, she doesn't really care about how I'm surviving. The plane ride back is going to be bad because my mother is probably either going to be crying the whole time or cussing me out the whole time.
I was a good mom. I did the best that I could by my child. If she wasn't willing to accept my help or anybody's help, that wasn't my fault. I came here because this was the first time that she wanted to share her story. I just didn't know she was going to manipulate it or twist it to one side. But if it means that she gets the help that she is, then it's not in vain. My crying is fine. I'll deal with it. If it means her getting help, that's fine. I'll survive this. It hit me. I'm dealing with it. I'm crying. And as soon as I cry and as soon as I let it out, I know that tomorrow's coming. I can't take time off for this. I can't dwell in this as of tomorrow. Yeah, I'll think about it as of tomorrow. I'll hurt over it. But guess what? I'm planning on doing my job and pray that God finds a way, to make it right.
Today on Dr. Phil.
My mother's abuse was never ending. She would lock us in the room without any food or water.
That's a lie.
I remember drinking from the toilet.
She thinks her mother's deranged.
Don't you say that you are a witch?
No, I'm a magi. There's a difference.
Yeah, putting black magic on your grandson. You're such a great grandmother.
Did I wake up in the twilight zone?
If this was her childhood.
You said I'd beat my children with a belt.
I would make them say, "Thank you, Mother, may I have another?" I was a sick psycho.
Can she ever forgive her mom?
You're telling me you never punched me in the face?
No, I did not.
You beat all of us.
Why is this funny to you?
Because it's not true.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Take a look at this innocent little girl. This was a time in her life when she shouldn't have had a care or a worry in the world. But this little girl says that she lived in a house of horrors, filled with unbelievable acts of abuse, from being kicked and spit on to being so deprived of water she claims she was left with no choice but to drink out of the toilet. So who would do this to a young girl? Who does she say is responsible for this childhood torture? Well, you might guess it was her mother. Beth says the abuse was so bad that even as early as 5 years old, she prayed every night that God would take her away from her own mommy dearest.
My childhood was like living in a house of horrors. When my mom would get angry, she had a killer face. When I saw her killer face come out, then we knew code red. It was over. My mom would take a belt and soak it in hot water, and then she would have us take our clothes off, and then she would start whipping us with the belt. She would make us say, "Thank you, Mother, may I have another." She would put socks in her mouth when we would start screaming and crying, so it would muffle the sound of our cries. One time, I couldn't get a math problem right, and so she got really mad. She slapped me out of the chair. I fell to the floor. She grabbed me by the hair and started slamming my face into the ground. She grabbed me by the neck and started lifting me up like that and was just choking me. She would spit on me, and till this day, I still feel the heat of her spit. There was another time when my brother got in trouble. I told Ricky, "Get up get in the room and lock the door. She saw that his door was shut, and she went downstairs and she grabbed an axe and started chopping the door down. And he tried to jump out the second-story window of his bedroom. There was a scene in the movie The Shining, and just totally flashed through my mind when I saw her doing that. Living through the abuse from my mother was living hell.
Bad as that sounds, Beth says the physical torture she endured was nothing compared to the constant verbal abuse and psychological mind games she says her mother used on her and her siblings.
My mother's abuse was never ending because when she wasn't being physical, then she was being mentally, verbally abusive with me. When I was 5 years old, she called me stupid bitch, piece of things a mother should not be telling a 5-year-old. When my brother and I were younger, she would lock us in the room without any food or water, and she wouldn't let us out. We would be starving by the time we got out. We'd have to soil ourselves. My bed would be soaked with pee. If I ever talked back to my mom, she would give us spoonfuls of hot sauce and not allow us to have any water. I would literally sneak to the bathroom and I would drink water from the toilet like a dog. She would make me do sit-ups and push-ups as punishment. There were many times when I called CPS on my mom, nothing would happen because she's very manipulative. She would play a really good, loving, motherly role, like she never did a thing. And you know what? She's very believable. After CPS would leave and they didn't find any evidence of what I said was going on, it was hell for me. Till this day, it affects me.
Okay, Beth, with all of this that's going on, why do you want to be here today?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just to get some closure, and because it's been going on for so long that I do want to confront her. I'm tired of going through this.
Is this woman seriously deranged?
I believe so.
But you said she choked you, she kicked you in the head.
Yeah, everything.
You said she soaked a belt in hot water and beat you with it. So I'm asking you, how deranged would you have to be from where you are now to imagine doing that to your child?
I would never. No normal parent would do that to their kid.
Now, you can imagine she tells a very different story.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Beth's mother, Cecilia, is here and admits she was rough with Beth, but says she needed to be disciplined. Take a look.
My daughter, Elizabeth, is a master manipulator. She can cry at the drop of a hat. I call her the queen of crocodile tears. My daughter's a rageaholic. When she gets that angry, she would fly at her, just swinging and punching and biting. I see hate in her eyes. She just becomes a monster. It's scary. I used to lock my door at night because I think, is she gonna come in here and stab me? I keep holy water in my purse. I went to go see a psychologist, and he was like, well, it sounds to me like your daughter's a sociopath. She can be very vicious. Elizabeth would get my cat's ears and twist them. I really think that my daughter has psychological issues. Elizabeth took feces and finger painted. Not finger paint, you're gonna make flowers. I mean, she took it and just smeared it all over the walls. I had my issues, but I didn't know how to be any other way. As far as I knew, as long as I didn't burn my kids with cigarettes, put them in the closet, I thought that was being a good parent. I didn't beat my kids into bloody pulps. I did spank them. Usually it was my hand, or I had like a flat sandal that was kind of like this, and it would be like pap, pap, pap. But if I brought out the belt, you know that you messed up. I would make them bend over like this on the bed and would count. And as they would count, I would make them say, 1, thank you, mother, may I have another. I was twisted. And quite honestly, I was a sick psycho.
Well, Beth has not spoken to her mother in 2 years. So, Cecilia, come on out and join us.
Wow. Wonderful to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you. Have a seat. I'm glad you're here. Tell me why you wanted to be here today.
Well, first of all, I love you, mija.
No, you don't.
But I made you drink out of a toilet?
No, you
Oh
did
my
not
God,
love me.
no. Dr. Phil?
She didn't say you made her drink out of a toilet.
Oh, okay.
She had to
Maybe
do
if
it
you wouldn't have
because-
turned the doorknob inside out and locked me and Ricky in there, I wouldn't be thirsty and do that when we got out.
That happened, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Dr. Phil, a lot of what she's saying, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I did whip my kids. And I believe that kids should get spanked. To a degree. Now, I grew up in a very, very violent home. In my opinion, do you see the scar right here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it?
I do.
When I got in trouble, see here? That was because my mom missed my eye. She would smoke her cigarettes so hard that the cherry would get so hot. She grabbed me by the back of my head and she stuck it in my face. I mean, I wasn't the best mom, Beth. But
So
you know
you're
what?
telling me that you never called Ricky a freaking retard? You never sat there and punched me in the face?
No, I did not.
You beat us. You beat all of us.
You are a lying sack of
No,
That's what
I'm
you
not.
I am disgusted with your behavior.
Be disgusted with me because you're the one who's bad, not me.
Oh, really, Elizabeth? You are a liar.
Okay.
You are so full of it.
I am
oh,
so
my
full of
God,
it.
Dr.
You
Phil.
are a
Now,
manipulator.
You've been out here for 5 minutes. You said, I was a sick psycho and I did beat my children with a belt at times. And on national television, you've called your daughter a lying sack of
Yeah.
Now, you
She
talked about
brings
you
it
had
out
your
of me.
issues then, but what kind of parenting is that? Why would you call your daughter that name?
Okay, Dr. Phil, this little girl has put my family, my entire family, through hell.
No.
Did you ever choke your daughter?
No.
You never choked? Did you
Never
ever slap
choked her.
her?
Yes.
You slapped her in the face?
Yes, I did.
Did you
Open
ever
hand.
kick her?
No.
Yes, you have. You've choked me. You've done everything in the book. You've done the same thing to Ricky and to Tiffany.
Did you ever kick her in the head?
No.
Did you ever spit on her?
No.
Yes, you have.
Did you ever soak a belt and hit her with it?
No.
Yes, you have.
That I had to, I'm sorry, that was just creative. Look
Did
at child,
you-
call it stop.
Did
No,
you
shut up.
Did you stick a sock in her mouth?
Yes.
Why?
I stuck a sock in her mouth for cussing me out.
No, you didn't. You put a sock in my mouth to shut me up from when you were hitting me with the belt.
That's a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
All right, well, let's take a break. Next, from allegedly hiring someone to beat up Beth while she was pregnant in an attempt to kill her unborn child, to spreading horrific rumors that Beth is a prostitute. Beth says her mother is still trying to hurt her. We'll talk about that after the break and let Cecilia say what she wanted to say.
When I was pregnant, she tried to hire somebody to come and jump me so I would miscarry. She has told people that I was prostituting myself. I'm a no good mother.
Elizabeth threw something and it hit the baby. One of these days, these idiots are gonna kill my grandchild.
I'm not even living with my mom anymore and I can't escape her. My boyfriend and I both had to change our numbers because she was texting us, harassing us. My mom would make fake Facebook and fake Instagram profiles and she would spy on me.
I even got into it with her on Facebook. We sent each other some really nasty texts. How she wants me to die and how she wants to on my grave.
When I was pregnant, she tried to hire somebody to come and jump me so I would miscarry. She has told people that I was prostituting myself, that I abused my child, that I'm a drug addict. There's many times when she's texted me saying that she's gonna beat my ass and that I'm worthless, I'm no good mother.
Elizabeth threw something and it hit the baby. One of these days, these idiots are gonna kill my grandchild.
My mom and a family member did call CPS. They said that we were beating our child and that we were starving him. It was a complete joke.
Child Protective Services are morons. If anything happens to my grandchildren, I'm gonna sue the out of that county.
It really hurts me because I can't escape no matter what I do.
crazy.
Yeah, that's why you beat us, because you didn't even want us.
I know, Beth. I'm sorry that you were so abused.
Why is this funny to you? Because I don't see anything funny here at all, and you're laughing and saying, wow.
Because a lot of things that she's saying,
what is funny here?
It's not true.
I am worked up. And I'm pissed because my son is my pride and joy, and she knows that. And you called CBS because you wanted him to be taken away. I will never be like you.
Dr. Phil, first of all, I swear to God, I never called
You
CPS.
swear to God that you never beat us, but you did. I remember being locked into the room. I remember drinking from the toilet. I remember you hitting me with the wet belt. You used to laugh at it.
You two get fired up and start talking, but you also write to each other. There are texts between the two. Cecilia, you have written to her, I loved you so much, and all you ever do is blank on me and my family. You are garbage like your dad and that pathetic whore you call a grandmother. You're writing to your daughter. What are you?
Oh, I'm not proud of it.
You then write back, laugh out loud, you are crazy. Then you write back,
no.
And you are trash and everyone knows it. I am telling the truth. You are worthless as a daughter, as a mother, as a wife. Laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
Now, come on. Seriously? That's your idea of parenting. You're telling your daughter, you are worthless as a daughter. You are worthless as a wife. You are. What is your goal there? What is your goal?
See, the funny thing is...
There's nothing funny.
No. Okay. Not funny, haha. But the thing is, she kept what she wanted to keep. She didn't keep the whole conversation.
Doesn't matter. There is no context in which you can write that and justify it. What is your objective here?
I was just giving her back the medicine that she's been giving me for a long time. And it may sound ugly, but it's the truth.
Because you're not around.
No.
You treated me like crap.
I want nothing to do with you, Beth.
Okay, so you're...
The only reason that I'm here, Dr. Phil, is because I want closure. That's it. After this, I'm walking away, and I don't ever want to have to deal with this again.
Well, you said context. Elizabeth responds, you're just mad because I'm a better mother than you'll ever be. I don't beat my son like you beat us. I will never treat my son the way you did me. I will love my son forever, and that is something you will hate because I got my blank together unlike you, who's crazy. Keep hating, Mom. I love you. Then, Cecilia, you write back, Elizabeth, people tell the truth and you don't. God has been punishing you and you don't even know it. Mark will find a younger, smarter female once you look like blank. Your son will learn to hate you and he will see through all of your blank. That is a fact.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says, I'm a great mother, something that you can't stand because you beat us as babies until now, and you starved us. You tried killing your own children. Laugh out loud, you're the one thing I will never be like, so keep talking blank, your day will come. You write back, you sad, sorry, and pathetic excuse for a human. Yeah. Truth is still fact. I'm better than you, and you know it, so goodbye for good, and don't text back. It won't get read, loser.
Yeah. And I don't regret writing that. I really don't.
In all of that, I hear her saying, you beat us, you tried to kill us, you did all these horrible things. And I heard you say a lot of things, but I never heard you deny it.
Because it's not true.
Beth's older sister is here. She admits her mother was at times terrifying, but she says her baby sister had it much easier than her, and that her baby sister is not telling the truth about most things. We'll meet the sister after the break.
Beth has played the victim her entire life. She seems to forget all the horrible things that she did. She was a hardcore troubled child.
After 17 years of sobriety, I got up one morning and I thought, why am I still sober? And I walked down to the mini mart and bought 3 little shots of bourbon. Elizabeth broke me. She drove me to drink.
Well, from accusations of severe physical abuse, starvation, and to claims of being forced to drink out of a toilet and using her bed as a bathroom, Beth points the finger at her mother for turning their home into what she says was a house of horrors. But Beth's older sister, Tiffany, says Beth is greatly exaggerating the truth.
My sister Beth is manipulative and destructive. She used to hit herself and tell my mom it was me. Beth was like, if no one's giving me attention, then I'm gonna find a way to get it. She seems to forget where all the horrible things that she did. She was a hardcore troubled child. My sister's relationship with my mom is explosive. As a child, I was terrified of my mom. My mom was scary. We had this rule when I was growing up, which was I was allowed to take punishment for my sister. My mom was colorful and creative when it came to my punishments. One time my mom did shave my head. My sister's hair was never shaved, it was cut short, like Demi Moore in Ghost. I was Demi Moore in G.I. Jane. The perfect example for Beth lying. She told me that my mom hit her so hard that it ripped her braces out. Beth has played the victim her entire life and she does need to stop. The only person I know who has failed Beth 100% is Beth herself. Unless my sister changes dramatically, we cannot have a relationship.
Well, Tiffany hasn't spoken to her sister in years, so you two don't have a relationship.
No.
And tell me why not.
Because, look, I'm messed up in my own head. I have PTSD and anxiety, and I have issues myself with our childhood wasn't easy. And what you guys just did, this back and forth thing, I cannot have in my life. I do not want it in my life. Nobody else in our family fights like that. They fight, but they don't fight to where you guys can't even hear each other.
You and her fought like that.
Yes.
How many times?
Yes, we did. I agree.
How many times did you have to protect me from her beating us?
And actually, I agree with you. I did. Many times. Mom, go away.
And
Mom.
then she would turn and start hitting you.
Yes, and I was, you know what? I did that for you. Because I loved you. And Mom was incredibly hard on me. Incredibly
she was
hard.
hard on you, and
but,
I do agree with
I'm
that.
sorry, but I'm sorry, but Mom even gave me the option of taking your punishment, which I did repeatedly because you couldn't take it.
Let me talk to me for a minute, and not her. Why did you take beatings for your sister?
I couldn't really watch her cry. It hurt me.
Or you couldn't watch Mom hit me.
Okay, hold on.
No, you don't understand. When you
okay, hold on. Let me interrupt both of you for a minute. Let me ask you something. What is funny to you right now? Because let me tell you something.
I didn't hit her the way she said. Most of the time when she says, oh, my mama should be...
Because you know the sad fact here is, what we're talking about here is the fact that she's taking beatings on her behalf. And we're talking about that...
Beatings is a loose term. Maybe whoopings?
No.
Is whoopings better? Like,
whatever you call it. But we're talking about that as though that's a normal occurrence in a childhood.
Such a liar. 3 on the butt with that sandalia.
3 on the butt. Guide the way. 3 on the butt. If you move, you get another one.
Let's look at the tape here. I queued it back up.
And I did spank them. Usually it was my hand, or I had like a flat sandal that was kind of like this, and it would be like bat, bat, bat. But if I brought out the belt, you know that you messed up. I would make them bend over like this on the bed, and we would count. And as they would count, I would make them say, 1, thank you, Mother, may I have another.
I'm sorry, we do laugh about it, and I laugh about it now because it's kind of funny now to me, just a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny at the time, it wasn't, but...
No, it was not funny at the time, I'm sure. You just think it's hilarious. It just cracks you up. Your knee slapping over
She's one of those people that laughs when
I laugh when I'm nervous.
Yeah,
it's just one of
Okay. Well, this will really crack you up then. So,
Just in court, too.
so there were times when she would force you to drink hot sauce or eat jalapenos.
Okay,
as
the hot
punishment.
sauce is like my mom's version of wash your mouth out with soap. You get a tablespoon of hot sauce if you lie.
Okay.
That,
And
or cuss, yeah.
yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
But Latinos do that. I'm not the only one.
No, they
don't. Yes, they do.
Quite a few.
Excuse me. Hello.
No, I'm not saying that. No, don't generalize.
Okay, while this continues, we're going to take a break. Next, it was a night that changed Beth and her family forever, and she believes her mother may well have been behind it all. We'll find out what happened after the break.
You are such
My mom was giving me a bath. We heard bangs from a gun.
thought they were firecrackers outside.
I remember seeing blood.
And I was yelling at him, oh my God.
I honestly believe that she had something to do with his murder.
When Beth was just 6 years old, her stepfather was shot and killed in a tragic accident while she was taking a bath in the next room. Now, although the case was closed 17 years ago, Beth believes that her mother may well have been involved, and her stepfather's death may not have been an accident. In fact, it may have been a murder. Take a look.
When I was 6 years old, my mom was giving me a bath. She told me she was going to go check on the laundry, and she was gone for a while. And after she came back, we heard bangs from a gun.
I was shampooing her hair when I heard the shots, and I thought they were firecrackers outside.
And I got out of the bathtub. I see my brother, I see my stepdad. His face was pale, and I remember seeing blood on him.
And I was yelling at him, oh my God.
When the police came in the ambulance, I was watching as he was being wheeled out. I remember the yellow caution tape. They pronounced him dead at the hospital. That was the most horrific moment of my life. The conclusion of the case was that my 4-year-old autistic brother murdered my stepdad with his handgun. He was special needs. There's no way that he could have grabbed a gun, aimed it perfectly, and shot him and killed him. I honestly believe that she had something to do with his murder.
He left me here, and the people thought that I would hurt him. There's nothing worse than knowing that.
After he passed away, she did get a lot of money. Until this day, she gets his money. That's just fishy to me.
Okay, so
Why do you look at me? Stop staring at me.
Don't. Remember, she's very upset right now because you brought up something that
You weren't even there that night.
You're
so
right,
you don't
but
know
I'm the one who. You have no idea what they did to me in that orphanage.
You don't know
but
what
we got
they did
stuck
to me
because
either.
of that one night.
And you tried to suffocate me with a pillow.
That's right, because you were beating my little brother,
No,
my
I
baby
was
brother.
not
Yes,
hitting
you were.
him. No,
you were
I was
beating
not
him.
hitting him. You made me
You were
sleep.
blaming him because
made
you
me
actually thought he had done it.
in
Police
that.
come over one
No,
day
I
and
was
just
not
tell
hitting
me.
him.
They come to my friend's house and tell me that all of a sudden, the person I thought of as a father is dead. And then they stick me in a room, and then they won't even let me speak to my mother. So yes,
And what a coincidence.
I was messed up in the head.
What a coincidence that mom drops you off at a place where you don't even like the girl the night he dies.
What? I got invited with many other girls to a friendship club gathering. And mom encouraged me to go, and I actually wanted to go because the thought of being accepted
Well, what
by
a
any
perfect
kid
night
seemed
for something
good.
like a murder to happen.
Beth, you're
evil.
acting like coincidence
No, I'm not
never
evil.
happened. Like
No.
nothing.
You are a liar.
No.
why are you saying she is evil?
Because of everything she has put us through. You don't understand, Dr.
Everything
Phil.
I've put you
I
through?
love my daughter, but I'm
No, you
done.
don't.
I am done.
What happened is your 4.5-year-old special needs son picked up a loaded weapon that was
And
laying
fired
out
it,
in the room
yes.
and fired it and killed your husband.
Yes.
How many times did he fire the gun?
I have no idea. I didn't even.
I'm not sure.
Once,
It's been a
twice,
while.
3
I don't-
times?
I don't know.
It's been like 15 years. I don't know.
What kind of gun?
Doctor, it was an automatic gun. As a matter of fact,
automatic.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
The ones Bruce had 2 guns, one under his pillow at all times, and it was never on safety. And another one I think was in the computer desk.
Yeah.
But Bruce was highly paranoid. I loved him. He was a wonderful father to me. But he was paranoid a little bit, which he had reason to be.
Why do you say she's evil?
She has done so many wicked things to us.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't you?
Okay.
Don't you say that you are a witch?
No, I'm a magi. There's a difference.
Next, Beth claims her mother practices black magic and considers herself to be a powerful witch that not even God's will could stop. She says Cecilia has threatened to cast demons and spells to ruin her life. We'll talk about that after the break.
My mother considers herself a powerful witch. She's into black magic and tarot cards. She threatens to cast demonic entities onto me and my family. She has told me that she's going to send spirits to drag me and my son out of bed. They're gonna rip us apart. My mom is crazy. She is straight up crazy.
Is my religious preference
I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. I'm not into witchcraft, so I don't understand.
Okay.
I highly call it, okay, I've seen my mother work, all right? If that's truly witchcraft, then most Mexican women in Mexico must be witches, because most of the time she's praying to a candle and she's lighting some incense, and I'm sorry, but all Mexican women do that. To me, that is not a witch.
And just so you know, my sister also, I'm not the only one in my family.
Have you sent her writings? Oh, this is funny again?
Oh, my God.
No, not like you think, Dr.
You've
Phil.
sent her writings to curse her?
I would like to see those. Post them.
You think you got away with everything you did, but you failed to remember the La
Santísima Muerte.
La Santísima Muerte can be anywhere, anytime, even if you don't believe. I will make sure that she takes what is near and dear to you, because you forget that I can be an evil, vindictive bitch. No one can help you, especially that generic Christian church. The angel of death will be my avenger. Spiders will come on to you in your sleep, and you will not know peace for 7 years. If you seek help from another witch, she will not live past the 3rd year after the attempted cleansing. She will wither and die. If you don't warn her about this curse, then the La Santísima Muerte will take a member of your family every year you live. As I will, it shall be by her dark power. This will pass.
But that's a blessing, right?
You sent that to her. That's your...
I didn't send that to her.
But it's directed towards each other, just not, but it's like posting.
Do you
I don't
see her name up there anywhere?
Oh, come on.
It's a technicality.
No, do you see her name up there?
Are you telling me that's not directed at her?
That, you know what? It wasn't directed at her. As a matter of fact, at the time, I was dealing with another witch. And that is the honest to God truth. But I'm not a witch. I'm a maga. My mother and my grandmother taught me. This is part of our lineage. You know we are Gitanos.
Yeah, putting black magic on your grandson. You're such a great grandmother.
Are you crazy?
Don't even get into this.
She would not do that to an innocent child.
Yes, you
Wait,
would.
Ama. First of all.
They have proof of what you did to his stuff.
First of all.
What?
Kitty litter. Does that sound familiar?
That wasn't his stuff.
Yes, it was.
No, most of that stuff was mine. His stuff was mixed in there. But my point is, it is incredibly selfish. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Did I wake up in the Twilight Zone?
Instead of talking like a normal person, you have to bring up things that don't. Whatever this is, I can't deal with it.
You can't handle with what she's doing to me, but you have a perfect relationship.
What have I done? I don't talk to you.
We stop talking to you because
you're nuts.
Because you wouldn't stop. No.
Okay, stop for a minute. Stop for a minute. Excuse me. You intended her to read this, correct?
This had nothing to do with her.
You're such a liar.
Oh, my God. Elizabeth, everything's about you, right?
Okay, so next, where does Beth go from here? And what I think Cecilia needs to do in order to have any chance of health or normalcy going forward after the break. Cecilia, by any standard, not relying on Beth's perceptions, and let's just talk about only the things that the three of you agree on, that would leave us with such things as a childhood that was riddled with beatings or spankings or whoopings or thank you, give me. I'm sorry?
I never beat them. I spanked them, but it wasn't a beating.
No, there were moments where she got excessive once in a while. It wasn't, no, we say beatings, we mean spankings.
Whatever you call it, whatever you confirmed as happening, whatever you confirm as happening, what the three of you agree on is abuse.
Yeah.
When a child is saying, I'm taking beatings for my sister, this is so beyond a sick family dysfunction, I can't even tell you. When I hear you saying, she's lying, she wasn't being fed rotten food because no, listen to me. Y'all talk, now listen. When you say, I know that's a lie because I was the one at 9 years old that was preparing the meals, and sometimes I was feeding them raw vegetables because it's all we had at the time, then I say, okay, we've got a 9-year-old child preparing meals and feeding brother and sister, meeting the bus, taking them to the bus, doing those things. That's neglect. It's my turn. It's my turn. When you agree it was horrible, terrifying, at times harsh and rough. There were belts, slaps, peppers, hot sauce, shaved heads, cut hair, push-ups and sit-ups. Physical fights. That's what you said. You said at times I had them do push-ups and sit-ups as discipline. You said it.
Yes, sir.
That's abuse. Yes, really. Yes, really. Yes, really. Been doing this for 35 years. That's abuse. Then I say, okay, let's look at the adult-adult exchanges. You are a worthless daughter, wife, mother. I hope your husband leaves you. Your son hates you, sees through you. You're horrible. All of this stuff. I'm like, okay, it doesn't get better now. You choose forgiveness.
Yes.
Great. I'm happy for you. You choose bitterness. You choose bitterness. No one chooses healing. You seem to have an absolute unwillingness to take any ownership in any of this.
That's not true.
You think it's funny with an arrogant back of your hand laughter about the whole thing. And I think that is sad for the whole family. You have a lot of healing to do on your own, as do you. You say you have anxiety and PTSD. I would hope that you would deal with that at some point. For you, this is obviously a real challenge for you right now that's very acute. And I want to offer you help with that. There's a program called Onsite, which is a very intensive program. It's located on a beautiful ranch outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and it's just a worldwide leader in therapeutic intensive workshops and treatment, and really specializing in emotional trauma and mental health issues. And I've talked to them, and they would like very much for you to come and spend some time with them to just focus on yourself and getting past some of the trauma that is really burdening you right now. And I'm gonna offer that to you, and we'll talk to you some more about that backstage. And I offer help to the two of you as well, if and when you want to do that. You know, I'm all about reunifying family, but I think you've got a lot of issues you need to deal with personally before you want to put your mother hat on. I want to thank all of my guests today. A very special thanks to Miles Adcox and Onsite for offering the help for Beth. And then we'll be providing help as well, at least offering help as well, for Tiffany and Cecilia as well when we talk with them backstage. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time.